Why is there a harbor seal walking around the office?
Oh, that's our new CEO.
Come again?
Well, apparently they didn't order through EasyCater for the board meeting, and when the food didn't arrive, they kind of lost focus. Next thing you know?
We have a seal as our CEO. Did I say something wrong?
No, she just wants a mackerel. Here you go.
Bad ideas happen when there's no food for the meeting. So make sure it's on time and as ordered from more than 80,000 restaurants. How? EasyCater.
Thank you. I just got promoted.
Order 24/7 on EasyCater.com.
These are the final seconds.
The lead in the fourth. Can they hold on to it?
That do or die time. And everything rides on one shot. But it isn't going to be that easy.
And it's a one-point game.
This is down to the wire.
They're going to try the three-pointer attempt.
One shot to take you to the top. One winner. This is clutch basketball. That's the NBA playoffs. That's game.
Let's start off with the Cowboys. Xavier Woods is gone. He signs a one-year deal up to $2 million with the Minnesota Vikings. Ian Rappaport says it's a perfect system fit with high upside. And I was like, okay. That's obviously coming from an agent. What is the perfect system fit for Xavier Woods? He really didn't make any plays here. We kept waiting and waiting and waiting. We tried to hold off on Earl Thomas because of Xavier. It was clear there wasn't enough playmaking on the back end, and that's why the Cowboys just let him go. We didn't hear anything about Woods when free agency started, and Mike Zimmer in Minnesota goes, let me try to make him fit here. So another former Cowboy ending up with the Vikings as the Cowboys try to figure out their back end with a bunch of different guys that they signed. Mike Fisher has been talking with KJ Wright one-on-one.
Well,
and KJ says that the Cowboys, they're one of my dream teams, and I think it's one of the teams I fit with. So that is an exact quote from KJ, the longtime linebacker from the Seattle Seahawks. The Cowboys have touched base with him, and Fish added, if the money's right, we'll see what they do, and if it was up to Dan Quinn, he would bring him in. Now, KJ is coming off a deal where he made $7 a year, 2 for 14. Spotrac projects him to earn an annual average of about $7 million, maybe a little bit too rich for the Cowboys' blood. Brian Broaddus asked this is a really cool concept they do on G-Bag, Broaddus' Gang of Seven, where he sends out a mass text to like 7 other people that work around the NFL, and they give them their personnel evaluations of a player. Here's what they said about KJ, quote, he's still got some juice left, but he's mostly just a crafty, instinctive veteran that knows how to play. He's 31. He's played all 10 years in Seattle as the Cowboys look to add to the middle after they've added to the back end.
He still is a solid player. His PFF grade still is a starter. He's had one grade in the last 10 that was below I should say since he became a prime regular, where he was below that, and that was 2019. Now, his last elite year was 2015. Other than that, he's just been good. But the term crafty, smart, that's, you could withstand a lengthy career. Ray Lewis did that. Ray Lewis, at the end of Ray Lewis's career, he was not an elite player anymore. But he was very smart. And he was able to find himself in gaps and be able to play solid defense still because he was such a smart player. And maybe that's what KJ Wright will be able to do. So we'll see what happens there. But as far as Xavier Woods goes, if they kept him, I'd have been fine with it. They let him go, I'd be fine with it. He's an okay player. That's all he is. He's a replaceable guy. You can find Xavier Woods anywhere.
I agree. So nothing too major, nothing really at all in terms of losing Xavier Woods, in my opinion. We waited. He had enough reps, didn't get the job done. As I've said with the Cowboys secondary, you could lose all of them and replace them with bodies, and I don't think you have too much of a downgrade there. Now to the trade that rocked the entire league. The Dolphins send the number 3 pick. There's a lot of moving parts here, all right? Miami was at 3. San Francisco now is at 3. So Miami moves back for the number 12 pick. The Dolphins then traded with Philadelphia. So Miami has the 6. Philly now has the 12 and up to 3 first-round picks moving forward. If Carson Wentz plays, remember that trade, if Carson Wentz plays a certain amount of time with Indianapolis, about 75% of the reps, I believe, where they make the playoffs, then they can get additional, better compensation from Indianapolis. So Philadelphia moved back. Miami moves multiple times, and San Francisco moves up to number 3. Wow, what an awesome blockbuster move in the National Football League that will affect the draft for sure.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And look, I could make a case that every single group here did well in this. I mean, if you're San Francisco and you want a quarterback, there is no price too high to pay to get your quarterback. From Philadelphia's standpoint, you are stockpiling a ton of picks. Now they're going to have, 3 first-round picks in future years, maybe 4? I thought Philadelphia did very well, and I know their fans are morons for killing the trade, but that's exactly what they are. They were in a position at number 6 to maybe not even, there was a possibility at 6 they weren't even going to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, they were outside the number of QBs. And even if they did, they were going to get the runt of the litter, if you will.
Yeah.
So if you're Philadelphia, you move down, you get an extra first-round pick, you get a fourth-round pick as well, 123, and all you give up is 156 in year 6. It's a no-brainer.
Well, the criticism there is that Philly moved off of an amazing weapon that they could have had their pick of at 6. So you can go and get whatever receiver you want. You can get the tight end that Cowboys fans, Kyle Pitts, have been getting hyped on around here. And now you move down to 12. Is it going to be worth it depending on, Jalen Waddle? Is it going to be worth it depending on Devontae Smith? Is it going to be worth it depending if Kyle Pitts and all these guys, the pick of the litter, not the runt, but the pick of the litter from the weapons, which Philly needs desperately, is off the board? So there's part of the criticism with the Eagles. The other part of the criticism, which I agree with you, is overblown. Word got out that Howie Roseman and the Eagles liked Zach Wilson. So they were calling around, as you should do. I hate to defend Philly, but we got to be honest. Howie Roseman was calling around saying, hey, can we get up to Wilson? Can we get up to number 2? Can we get up to number 3? Once they decided they didn't want to pay that price, they said, let's go ahead and move back, and then we'll wait for a leftover weapon to come here. Well, the criticism in that from Filthy and their media is, you have now destroyed Jalen Hurts and sent a message to him that he's not good enough and that he's not the guy like you did with Carson Wentz. And I think that is a complete overreaction. Jalen Hurts has not earned the right yet not to have his feelings hurt. There's a sensitivity there, but it has to do with establishment of the player. When you're Aaron Rodgers and they go and take a first-round pick and not add to your team that's ready to win the Super Bowl, then you got a problem. I wouldn't worry about ticking off Tua. I wouldn't worry about ticking off Jalen Hurts right now. They haven't done anything. They haven't been in the league long enough. So the Eagles media is saying, oh, here's Howie. He's sending a message to Hurts that he wanted another QB, and now we're just going to go ahead and settle and be stuck with you. You got to do your due diligence there to try to move up for a superior QB prospect, if that's what they thought, compared to the guy they drafted in the second round.
Yeah, they still have an opportunity. They could still move up.
Yep.
They have enough ammo to move up to 8, 9 if they want to. And it wouldn't cost them a 1, most likely, at that point. They also are still likely to get a weapon. One of the wide receivers could be there at 12 very easily. You're going to have 4, maybe 5 quarterbacks in the top 10. You're going to have 2 all-linemen in the top 10. You're going to have Kyle Pitts in the top 10. That's 8. All right, that's 8 right there. And then you're going to have how many corners? Like the Cowboys will take a corner at 10. So now, and there may be another corner gone, and there may be an edge rusher gone. You might be able to get a wide receiver. One of the 3 wide receivers will still be there, Chase, Waddle, Devontae,
yes,
at 12. I mean, it's just a numbers game for them at this point. They traded back to a point where they still very likely will get a weapon. And if it starts to get to a risky spot, they could maybe trade up to maybe they trade with the Cowboys at 10. Maybe they trade to number 9. Maybe they try to go up to number 8 if Carolina is at 8 and sees that all the quarterbacks are gone. Maybe they're looking to trade back. Who knows?
All right, let's take it back to the top then with San Francisco at 3. Now, as soon as they pulled this move off, they started sending messages to Adam Schefter saying, no, Jimmy G's still our guy. All right, we're not moving off of Jimmy G immediately. He's our guy, and everyone's like, yeah, right. We don't believe it. People around the league are like, you don't make this move for a wideout. All right, you don't move up to number 3. The interesting thing here is we know that Lawrence and Jones are going 1-2. So do they love the other thing they told Schefter? We did not trade up with one quarterback in mind. We're good with either of the options. So is it Trey Lance? Is it Justin Fields that they're absolutely in love with? Or do they think the two of them are close enough and equal enough that they could end up with either guy? But either way, Garoppolo could start there for one more year while the new kid waits and absorbs and, learns on the job while watching. But Garoppolo's days in San Francisco are numbered. It's just a matter of whether San Fran wants to deal him. Jimmy accepts the team with his no trade, and they feel comfortable putting a brand new rookie on a win-now roster. That's what it's going to come down to. But that's San Fran definitely moving up to take a quarterback at 3.
If Trey Lance is definitely a guy that if you were to bring him in, I would assume that they would want to have him sit. He may not be Justin Fields may be far more ready than Trey Lance. There may be a project aspect to Lance's game. I haven't seen a ton of them, but from what I've read, it seems to be like that.
Yeah.
So I could see that easily with Johnny Garoppolo, playing one more year there, and then being accurate on that. He's still our quarterback for this year. I could see that if it's Lance. If it's Fields, and look, and I'm a proponent of taking the quarterback and playing him immediately anyway, regardless of who it is. Lance, Fields, I don't care. I'm playing my guy. I'm playing the quarterback now. But if it's Fields and they want to win now, maybe that is the case. They would be able to play him and still be competitive.
The great Gil Brandt, the Cowboys Hall of Famer, still grinding away at his age. Here's what he tweeted about the QBs for San Fran. Justin Fields is all over the place in terms of where teams have put him on their boards. Highest I've heard is top 5. Lowest is round 4 for Justin Fields. My guess, this is Gil, is 49ers are not moving up for him, but instead Trey Lance. Is that stink face you're making, the possibility of Justin Fields being a 4th rounder?
A 4th rounder?
This isn't Kellen Mond we're talking about here.
He could literally be placed in jail between now and the draft and go before the 4th round.
He could have the Deshaun Watson allegations and still go before round 4, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he could literally show up to the mask rocking the Laramie Tunsil gas mask, and he's still going in the first 4 rounds.
I'll get Miami. I know Miami is getting all the praise in the world. What they did is send a message, we're going to build around Tua. All right, we're comfortable with Tua in year 2, even though we subbed them out multiple times out of the not the bullpen. What did Dalton Miller call it?
The backstaff. The
backstaff. We brought Ryan Fitzpatrick out of the backstaff. So I know Miami's getting all the credit in the world. They better be sure that Fields or Lance is not as good as Tua. They better be sure, because Arizona showed us the way that you could do it. You could draft someone, realize quickly this might be a mistake in Josh Rosen, and go and get Kyler Murray after that. But the feeling is, signing Will Fuller, this is the word out of Miami, signing Will Fuller at wideout eliminated their need to add one of the big 3 receivers or Kyle Pitts at number 3 overall. So add some capital, move back, and still get your selection there at number 6. I don't know if Will Fuller eliminates any need for anything. You still pretend like Will Fuller isn't even on your football team. He's not some permanent answer with his injury problems and the suspension that he still has to finish out serving. But you talk about being in a prime spot for a weapon. Here's Miami. If you've decided that 2 is your guy, then move back 3 spots, get more ammo, and take Chase, Smith, Pitts, if you want to team him up with George Kittle or Jalen Waddle. So that's the big story to me. Miami saying, nope, we're not getting rid of Tua right now. We are going to go ahead and keep, unless they got some Deshaun Watson thing still simmering, unless they feel like we can go ahead and give up more of our assets and make a move with Houston. But it feels like the Houston story has been put on the back burner and lowered down to 1 instead of the hot boil it was on.
Yeah, I mean, their wide receiver unit's good. Devontae Parker and Fuller and Preston Williams is pretty good. And then, maybe they add Pitts. But the other thing is, at 6, they're still in a position to maybe get a quarterback. Maybe. It's not going to be guaranteed. Maybe they viewed all 5 of those QBs after they got past Wilson and Lawrence. Maybe they viewed Lance, Jones, Fields as no discernible difference. We'll move back 3 spots, pick up an extra 1, and take whoever, because we don't care because they're all the same.
Why is there a harbor seal walking around the office?
Oh, that's our new CEO.
Come again?
Well, apparently they didn't order through EasyCater for the board meeting, and when the food didn't arrive, they kind of lost focus. Next thing you know?
We have a seal as our CEO. Did I say something wrong?
No, she just wants a mackerel. Here you go.
Bad ideas happen when there's no food for the meeting. So make sure it's on time and as ordered from more than 80,000 restaurants. Now, EasyCater.
Thank you. I just got promoted.
Order 24/7 on EasyCater.com.